Welcome back, man. Welcome back to the channel. Back in the Philippines together, as always. Today's live stream, we got some topics to discuss, man. We can talk about what you guys want to talk about, but I also want to talk a little bit about, um, well, pins. And I got a new video that I'm making right now. I had a fun trip to, what do you call it? The Negros Museum today, which was pretty cool. It's in Bacolod, and they have some artifacts, but also a little bit of history about, I guess, the culture here in Negros Occidental, not Oriental, but some of the sugarcane stuff, and there used to be a lot of sugarcane stuff back in the day. So yeah, anyway, but in that video, we're also talking about, what do you call it? I'm kind of examining this idea of like, expats raising kids overseas, but also men in general who claim like, oh, I wasn't planning on having kids. It was like an accident. How do you have kids on accident? What does that even mean? I mean, why would you even? It's like what's the logic in that, right? I mean, is it a cop out? Is it just like, oh, I don't even know how it happened. My other member just, ended up in somebody, and then just, I don't know, I just unleashed the swimmers within. I don't even know how it happened. How did it end? I don't know. They're crazy, dude. Hit that like button, guys. And the other thing is, like, what does that mean, right? Like, how do you accidentally have kids? Crazy, man. Hey, kids, I love you, but I just wanted to let you know that I didn't mean to have you. Your purpose on Earth had... You just showed up on Earth. I wasn't even intending to have you as a child. Where did you come from? You were an accident. Who says that? What does that mean? How do you accidentally have kids? Well, I wasn't planning on this, but yeah, I got to work now, and well, that's what men do. They work for their family, and they need a pat on the back because they provide, like, they feed their own kids food, so I guess they deserve like a special medal. But that's how it is in the West, man, because it's so hard to survive, man. You can't spend time with the kids keeping up with the Joneses, dude. And I think at that point, some men might just like to work. They're like, to hell with it. I'm going to go to work. Woo, get away from this house. It's terrible. Life's hard, man. I mean, we got to nurture these kids, man. We got to nurture the kids of Earth, our own kids. Listen, I intentionally, premeditatedly had all my children on Earth, okay? I'm just joking. I only have one. But my point is that it was purposeful. It was. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a kid. Here it comes. It wasn't like, oh, that was an accident. Crazy, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to be. I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm just making a point. It's like, how do you accidentally have kids? I'm kind of tired of those narratives too. I'm like, what? Because I hear guys say that all the time too. It's like, well, I wasn't planning on having a kid. It just sort of happened, and yeah, I guess I'm happy now that they're here. By the way, I love you, kids. It's a ridiculous world we live in, man. It's like, listen, honey, you're talking to your daughter. It's like, the first 10 years of your life, I kind of resented you because I didn't really want to have you. And I had to like work extra hard in the society with the Joneses to like feed your face and to build you a house. But I want you to know, after all those years of resentment, I now love you and I'm glad you're here. Crazy, man. What's up, Eastern Dreamer? Good to see you. Jab Z. Am I home? Home is where you are, man. This is home. This is life. Where do I live? I live on planet Earth, dude. We're like in motion, okay? We're in motion. It's a flux of rhythm and time and movement, Where is our home on Earth? What society what tribe do we subscribe to? Is that what you're asking? Well, it's a good question. It's a very good question. Anyway, hit that like button, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Get these likes up, man. Let's get that algorithm going. Let's rock this out, man. We're coming back on this channel, dude. Alex, I watched the first part of your video, actually, just at dinner tonight. And I liked the, I didn't watch the whole thing yet, but I liked the subject of, yeah, well, I did kind of a similar video on that too, like expat snobbery, and I call it like the expat Joneses, you know? When you're going from a developed country to like a less developed country, and you get into that whole, we're going to sit in our ivory tower and stick our nose up at the locals in a in a less privileged developed country, but also the other expats. Yeah, I think it's stupid. I don't get it. I mean, it's well, it is what it is, man. I don't mean to be so. Look, people are born with different abilities. They're born with different what do you call it? Well, yeah, talents, abilities, and whatnot. And you know, for some people, that's a big deal. It gives them a chance to, I guess, look down on people, puts them in a position of power. I don't know. Well, it's kind of what it is, right? So we need to look down on others sometimes. They do this in like, you know, world relations, right? That's why they demonize other cultures and stuff, because it puts them, you know, it's one of these forms of supposed power, earthly power. But it's usually a sugar high. It's short-lived. You know, all those hate regimes, as Arnold was saying, they all ended in tragedy. I mean, the Nazis, they were losers. The Confederates were losers. I mean, they are. I don't like to use that word losers, but I say that, well, when they're on that competition thing and they're, you know, looking down on others, it's kind of like, yeah. It's an immature level of human development. They haven't fully spiritually, mentally developed, okay? It's the thing you do when you're kids, like you're making fun of the kid. I never did that, by the way. I mean, I had other problems in life, but I wasn't a bully, but I did other things. But, you know, picking on kids at school, making fun of the kid's hair, you know, it's a childish outlook on life, really. I mean, it is what it is. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this. Send us a message. Alex says, no two people are the same. That's true, too. I mean, we're all unique individuals, you know. Our DNA, our fingerprints are all unique. It's true. I guess some people have a little more, what, eccentricities, flair, quirks than other people, perhaps. But look, there's nothing wrong with like a normal lifestyle, man. A lot of people are, apparently they're happy. I mean, good for them. I'm not jealous of happy people. I just hate them. I'm just joking. Welcome to the live stream, guys. It's Captain Trucker. Hope you're all having a good time tonight. Love you all. I really do. If I don't say that enough, I want to say it right now. I appreciate every 23 people in this room right now. I really do. I'm serious. I do. And everybody else watching, thank you. Cheers. Okay. Yeah, Alex says many people feel insecure in the modern world. I mean, I did too. I mean, as a kid, I remember like when I was a boy and a young lad in Maine, living in the country in a small town. And then I moved out to the big, bustling Southern California suburb of LA, a middle upper class suburb when I was a kid. And yeah, I admit, like 10, 11 years old, I felt insecure. I did. I mean, not insecure, but I guess more shy. I don't know if insecure is the right word. More out of place, like I was very shy, dude. I was really shy. I was always a pretty private dude. I mean, it's just kind of my subculture of people, I guess, that I grew up with or whatever. But you know, I grew up around people that were always like, don't say that. Like, don't let the neighbors see you wearing that shirt or hearing you say that. They're going to think something about you. You know, I think that's insecure. I mean, when you're a grown man, and you're like afraid of what the neighbors might think, that sucks, you know. But it's hard, man. I mean, you get bought into society, you're bought into your job, we're working these slave jobs for our colonial masters. Everybody's afraid to talk. Everybody's dependent on their corporate reputation and their colleagues. They can't speak like this. They can't go on YouTube and just start, well, being honest, right? They'll get fired. They'll lose their connections. They'll lose their way. It's like, wow, they can't go. They just can't. It limits you, you know. And I think that can cause insecurity too, Alex. That's probably like, but I mean, these expat Joneses, as far as that, man, that's the worst, man, because, I mean, it's bad enough doing that in your own culture, right? Then you're going to go to like a developed country like the Philippines or Africa and start sticking your nose up at people and showing off your material wealth. You like my jacket, by the way? Anyway, welcome to the live stream, guys. Captain Trucker here. It's good to see you all this evening. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that, man. He says he agrees. You don't have, I mean, you don't have to agree with me, Alex, but I appreciate your support, man. I really do. I mean, it's good to have different points of views and perspectives and criticisms and whatnot. It's all good, man. You know, we're here to examine things, right? Like, we're not, you know, vloggers. We're not, what do you call it? We're not ambassadors. We're not the weatherman. We're not a news station. Usually just, well, I don't know, I shouldn't say that. There's different people, I guess, right? There's different types of vlogging, I suppose, folks. It's kind of like we speak, you decide, you know. Can't take things too seriously in life, I'll say that, though. Boy, it's a serious world out there, folks. Jab Z says, how do you describe a happy life? Well, I think, you know, that whole happiness is like an emotion, right? Or is it? I think it is. Or it's a state of mind, mental clarity, peace. I think peace. I've had more peace in recent years from truck driving, I gotta say, and I'm grateful for that. It's kind of like sailing. I think sailors can fall into that. They, you know, it might be a struggle being out to sea at first, and maybe they get haunted by their past and they're in the deep ocean or out on the road as a truck driver, and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm thinking about the past again. That stupid thing I said, that time I was mean to somebody. I should have did this, I should have did that. And then you realize, you know what, I'm going to turn 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. To hell with the past, dude. Well, not to hell with it. I'm saying we got to learn from things we do, good and bad. But, you know, being out to sea or being on the road, you'll have those moments, believe me. I was talking to a guy, actually, down at Sugar Beach, the sailor, as a matter of fact. Well, he had his own yacht. Or his own, I didn't mean to say yacht. I wasn't saying that like I was spiteful about it. I'm not jealous of his yacht. No, I am. I'm just joking. Look, the whole material thing, it's like, it's nice to have it, but you don't need it. It's like chest hair, right? It's like, well, I guess it's good to have the option because you can always get rid of it, right? Anyway, welcome to the live stream, guys. Captain Trucker. I was honestly just joking. I really didn't care about the dude's yacht, but I mean, I did. It was pretty cool. But anyway, he was telling me that he sailed like, you know, a lot of different places in the world just privately on his own. And like, yeah, he was telling me that he struggled sometimes out to sea, like, you know, having bad thoughts or isolation and whatever. So it's a lot of social isolation that does that. And I know exactly what the dude was talking about. And a lot of men won't admit to stuff like that because, you know, it makes them, I guess, look weak and not masculine and blah, blah, blah. But look, we're all human. We all have the same psychology, usually, or rather our behaviors, or we do all share fundamental things as, you know, human mammals, people on this earth, right? But yes, there are definitely different people, that's for sure. No doubt. All right, who else is out there tonight, guys? We're having a fun live stream tonight. I hope you're all enjoying it. I forgot what I was even talking about, to be honest. You all doing good out there, though? You just like want to watch me and listen to me talk, or like, I mean, we guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about too. Don't let me dominate this, man. This is our conversation, man. Okay. Uh, Alex says, I think putting a target. I think you're putting like a target on yourself when you brag about material wealth in developing countries. Well, I told this story, man. I knew a guy once in a community, and he used to brag about his, like, he had like 4 or 5 bathrooms in his house, which is cool, you know? It's like, I don't think he had many people living with him though, so, but anyway, the thing is like he would tell everybody and their mother, everybody walking by, didn't matter who it was, okay? Shameless self-promotion about this man's 5 bathrooms, would not stop telling everybody. It became like an inside joke. I mean, I swear he must have told me like 4 or 5 times about his 4 or 5 bathrooms. And I was like, whoa. I was like, can you, and you know, I'm the kind of guy, I like to listen to people. Believe it or not, I do. I listen. I like to listen to people. Like, if you met me in public, like at a bar, like I don't like talking about myself. You know, that's probably ironic, but I really don't. Like, the person wants to talk about themselves. But anyway, so people will talk about, like Alex is saying, their material wealth and stuff, and you know, which is cool, I guess. But I kind of like the rich people that hide it. I think they're cooler, to be honest. Like those working class guys that wear the same clothes every day, you know. Live in the provinces, like in a shack that has like air conditioning. Well, look, you can't go rough and tumble here without air conditioning. That's the only thing about the Philippines, man. As I was telling people, is like, dude, you got. I mean, no matter what your living situation is, you got to have air conditioning. Okay. And by the way, I wear the same shirt every day. I was not trying to imply indirectly that I'm not very far from it. Believe me. Very far from it. I'm just another Joe, man, as far as that's concerned. But welcome to the live stream, guys. Hit that like button, man. We only got 4 likes. What's up? Is it that don't you like what I'm saying? Sorry. I didn't like it. I liked that one. It's kind of a funny concept too, right? Like and dislike. It's like, oh, I didn't like it. Well, tough shit. I'm going to tell you what you want. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. You think this is the channel you come to for likes? I'm just joking. I like you all. Most of you. Probably 98% of you. Maybe 93%. But I like most of you. You know, the other thing too is about, you can be a critic in life, but you also got to build people up. Okay, we got to encourage people, man. Because if we only criticize, that's a rough way to go too. Because I mean, like Alex was saying, like when you're overly critical, he didn't say that. He was talking about insecure people. You know, I guess that falls in that category too. But yeah, we also got to encourage people, guys, because look. Everybody makes mistakes in life. We can beat them over the head with it. We can tell people how terrible they are. But I mean, we got to encourage the positive qualities in people, guys. Little pats on the back. Good job. Well done, sport. But do grown men need that? I don't know, man. They say some men don't start maturing until their early 40s, by the way. Did you guys know that? Where did I read that? Let me pull up my chat GTP here. Well, that was like one study. You know, all these studies are probably biased, done by a bunch of weirdos and perverts and people with agendas and money. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, I just pretty much talked for the last 20 minutes, and I'm not even sure who's out there. So I hope you guys are having fun with this live stream, boy. I really do. But anyway, the live stream is, oh yeah, they say it's to learn about what do you call it? The vlogger, or it's a way to us to interact or something. I don't know. It's another way to engage. I like live streaming though because it feels like it's very, I like spontaneity. I like the improv aspect. I really do. I enjoy it. Okay. But yeah, let's go back to expats raising kids in the Philippines, all right? It's an interesting idea, possibly controversial. But let's look at some of the pros and cons of that. No, let's just look at the pros. With the right resources, with enough money, with enough research, we can provide good education, family-oriented community, okay? A less hostile country, more relaxed country, all right? These are all true. Now, don't get me wrong. Developing countries have their pockets of severely problematic subpopulations too. I don't want to paint just a romanticized video. We got to be realistic in life, folks. Populations, countries, we're always going to have different groups, man. But it's hard not to overgeneralize when you're discussing such things. Sometimes we got to. The context is always important. Anyway, welcome to the live stream, guys. It's Captain Trucker here. Send us a message. Let us know what you want to talk about. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the comments, guys. I got Antoine's here, and Georgie and Geraldo. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, it's not updated on my phone. I got it here on my laptop, but I don't know why it does that. Antoine's here. And Jab Z. Is there a difference between joy and happiness? I mean, I don't have my Webster dictionary. I can pull it up, right? I mean, is there? Is there a difference between joy and happiness? Probably, right? And yes, in the Philippines, as far as the kids thing, raising kids and family, you have support of the extended family. That's absolutely true. 100%. 100%. Christian Mel says, Stuart, is that you? No, I'm not Stuart, sir. Sorry. I'll say this, man. I was in the Bay Area recently, and man, I used to live up there like 16 years ago. And it used to be, kind of edgy and hostile in general, like California is. And I kind of like that about, the American culture in California and Florida, probably New York too. It's like, it's got a little bit more edge, a little bit more personality in general, I think. You know what I mean? But, dude, man, Oakland, Hayward, San Francisco, South San Francisco, it's become so hostile, dude. You can't even walk down certain streets now in South San Francisco, okay, without like potentially, getting messed up or something. It's crazy, man. So I got to kind of concur a little bit with, I know our former president exaggerates occasionally, but it's not looking too good there, man. I got a different vibe this time. Well, not a different vibe, but like I said, it did seem worse to me. But although I'm probably basing this off of like 2 or 3 encounters in like a small region. But anyway, I want to propagate that, put it out there. Oh man, I'm having a good time today, honestly. I'm having fun. Yeah, so Eastern Dreamer says in the U.S., kids are often regarded as a burden. Okay? Often regarded as a burden. Now, I'm talking about this in my next video, okay? This is part of what my next video is going to be about. Part of it, not entirely, but I got other stuff. I'm visiting some museums today because that's what I do. I'm a historian, so I visit. No, I'm not. I just like to visit museums. I really don't often, but sometimes it's fun. So I went to one today in Bacolod, and I really enjoyed it. Antoine says, "Isn't the extended family more like a financial burden, especially for a foreigner, because they think you are rich?" Well, here's the deal with that theory, man. It's something I've looked at a lot too. I know, like in my experience, I've never felt. I mean, I've never been asked to give this or do that. Never, not once. And but my son's mother's family, they're very humble, honorable people. They wouldn't do that, because they recognize that I work hard and I live in a box on the road alone like an animal. And, even though I'm not in a developing country living in a bamboo hut with 15 people, they're not, by the way. I'm saying that's the case for some people. Um, they recognize that, some foreigners do actually live, um, even if they're whatever. Foreigners can have hard lives in their own country too, man. Poverty's not overrated for sure. It's not, but I think it's just something these cultures have just learned. I mean, they're resilient. They know they appreciate family. They've been through disasters. They've been through ups and downs. They've been through colonization. Other people come into their country, taking stuff from them, taking their women, trying to take stuff from them. And then what else? Oh yeah, and they live in the Pacific Ring of Fire here, man. Like they've been through so many floods and typhoons and earthquakes and volcanoes that I think they just get it. I think these other cultures in some respects have been conditioned over generations. Oh, Andrew's funny. Andrew says, "I want to wear my leather jacket in my house. How cool." Wait a minute. I'm not a homosexual. Well, that's funny. No, Andrew, I wear that, dude. I wear the jacket, man. It's what I do. It's my live stream jacket. I've had it on the last 6 months. I just put it on. But thank you for liking my jacket, Andrew. I don't identify as such, but I'm not offended if you find me attractive. That's fine. I appreciate that, Andrew. I'm just having a good time. I don't see anything wrong with wearing a leather jacket inside a house or inside a truck. That's the first time anybody's actually banged on my leather jacket right there, right there. No, we love you, Andrew. That's why you gotta like the trolls, man. See, sometimes the trolls are just honest. Well, not honest. I mean, I don't think a lot of people regard my leather jacket as I don't know, some kind of statement. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but oh man. No, man, I got into leather jackets, dude. I like the way they. Why is it insecure to wear a jacket? I don't get it. Is it? Can anybody else help me out with this? Is it insecure to wear a jacket? It's just what I've been doing with the live streams, man. I put on a jacket. It's just like a routine. It's like, oh, I wear my hat. I wear a jacket. I wear, I don't know. But I appreciate the feedback, sir. I'm sure you're a really, I'm sure you're a really pleasant person to be around in real life. I'm sure people love listening to you. I bet you encourage people, and I'm sure you're just a well-rounded individual, and I just want to be you, Andrew. It's the truth. Every day I'm like, geez, I'm so jealous of Andrew. I want to be you. And get to the chopper! Sorry. Okay, so he's saying, okay, I like cool jackets too. So now he's taken it back, I guess, that it's men that wear jackets as some some kind of sexual statement. But he's asking me if I feel dumb wearing it in the house. No, I don't. I don't feel obtuse, stupid, maladjusted um, for wearing a leather jacket in these live streams. I do not. I don't. It just became a thing that I did. It's like a routine. You know what I mean? It's a consistency. It's sort of a well. Here's the thing. So I'm all over the place, man. I travel all over the country of the U.S. and come here and go there, and it's almost like it's a consistent. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get off the jacket. It's ridiculous. No, no. Andrew wanted to talk. I mean, look, we got to talk to. I mean, I'm not one of these guys like, oh, don't listen to the trolls. Block them right away. Get rid of them. I only want to hear positivity. I only want yes men around. It's not true. It's really not. I mean, if they got anything to say, I'll engage them. But if they're just straight nasty, straight hateful, then yeah, I might just block them because that's just people that well, for some trolls, there is a psychopathy, a psychopathic element. Because think about it, you're watching a you're watching a stranger, right? You're choosing to watch, to listen to you're watching them, but I can't see you. And they're anonymous and they're going to hurl insults with the intent of inflicting pain on another person with absolutely no consequences, with absolutely, it's a little bit sick, I mean, I'm not, Andrew's probably a decent guy, but and the other thing with some trolls is like some of them have a lot to offer, but they haven't got to the point in life to where they know how to communicate, where they have the confidence to talk to people. And so they get, they can get bitter and stuff, and that sucks. But there's always room for changes, I feel. Andrew says, trolls are usually just normal people telling you the truth you don't want to hear. Yes and no. I mean, the thing is, the psychology of trolls, the psychopathy of them is that some of them are very negative people, dude. So you can call it truth. But it's like, is the glass half empty or full? I mean, some trolls, they got problems, dude. Some of them. You think a well-adjusted, happy person goes around insulting people who they don't even know, they can't. It's crazy, It's just. I think it's kind of funny. I mean, I engage some of it I don't. Yeah, I know. Let's switch topics, guys. I don't want people are like, what are you talking about? All right, here we go. Yeah, truth is a matter of, that kind of truth, Andrew, is a matter of perspective too. I mean, I never had any like a heterosexual vibe wearing this or a homosexual vibe. It just never really crossed my mind. So now I'm wondering if it's a form of projection on your part. If you're attracted to me in the jacket, but haven't come to terms with that. And so now you're angry at me for inducing this kind of reaction out of you. And, look, we're here to help everybody, guys. All right. I'm not going to say this is a non-judgment zone. We don't try to judge. I mean, judgment, you got to judge a little bit in life. I mean, we're naive to be like, oh, nobody judges. Everybody judges. What's up, T&D Productions? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good, man. I do. I hope you're doing good. All right, but anyway, yeah, expats raising kids in the Philippines, and yeah, this is like basically my first day back here, man. Okay, Andrew says, we, being trolls, he says, we do this because it's hilarious to us. We kind of like you wearing that jacket. You like to do it, so do it. I like saying funny things online. I don't care what other people think either. That's good. That's good. Yeah, actually, I didn't really take much. I didn't get like a malicious, creepy vibe when you said that. Um, let's get off that subject though, for real. It's like ridiculous. Eastern Dreamer says trolls are cluster B personalities. Yeah, there's three clusters, right? You have dramatic, odd, I think, right? Dramatic, odd, and what's the third cluster? Like a dramatic personalities, you got narcissism, you have histrionic personalities, you have um, antisocial, sociopathy, stuff like that. Those are part of the dramatic personality disorders, they say. And then you have odd personality disorders like schizotype, not schizophrenia, but schizotype, I think they call it. It was a while since I took abnormal psych, but yeah, interesting stuff. Let me look that up really quick. Personality clusters. I could have been totally wrong by that, by the way. Oh yeah, B, A. Oh, cluster A is like considered odd or eccentric. Okay, cluster B is, C is, what's C? I forgot. Well, anyway, I'm reading different things. Oh yeah, schizotype, yeah. Anxious in social situations, uncomfortable and awkward. This whole, dude, that whole field is, oh man. It's almost worse than like, what's the other pseudoscience? Oh no, I think that was the only one that really sucks the most. Um, Look, I like psychology like anybody else. I mean, I studied some of it in college, and I think it's good to understand what motivates people, why people do things the way they do, the effects that we have on people, the way our environment shapes us, genetics, spiritual stuff, all that good stuff. The problem, Alex, that I have with modern day psychology is that so much of it is, it's all geared towards psychiatry. So it's all geared towards these mammoth big pharma drug companies in the United States that are basically, over medicating the population, both to keep them suppressed and also to make money. I think psychiatry has become an absolute disgrace. I think it's a joke. The industry, I mean, I'm not saying the whole study of it's necessarily wrong, but I think psychiatry is one field in the study of psychology, dude, And we're so focused on it because of that reason, because of these pharmaceutical companies, and that's the truth. Half the psychiatrists, they should be debarred. They shouldn't even be allowed to practice. I'm not even kidding. I mean, I'm serious. I'd say half of them, they're basically doing malpractice. They are. I mean, that's how they make money is they prescribe these medicines that these drug companies are giving them. There's absolutely no treatment, nothing. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Those meds can help people temporarily. The problem is they give them to everybody and their mother, including kids. And there's no long-term effects studies on this stuff. It's BS, dude. They don't know what this stuff is doing to people long-term. It's insanity. It's total insanity. And the thing is, like, I can't believe how many people fall for this stuff, even in the modern world, with all the alternative news we have and, like, different people of different thoughts. It's like, dude, they put so much weight. I have no idea. I forgot what I just said, actually. I'm not even joking. I was talking and I actually forgot what I just said. Can somebody remind me? Thank you, T&D Productions. We're back in the Philippines, guys. We're going to rock it out this time, all right? We're going to speak, man. We're going to wear this leather jacket, Andrew, in every single live stream, okay? Every single one. I might forget. So how many people in the Philippines do you think are on all these psychopharmaceutical meds that all these Americans are taking and all these Europeans? Not that many. There's actually not even studies on it because I think it's hard to find, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm sure people do. Don't get me wrong. They got it. There's like, what, 111 million people in the Philippines? 330 million Americans. 1 in 4, 1 in 5. 67 million Americans are basically doped up. Probably more. That doesn't even take into account recreational stuff. It's crazy, dude. Crazy. The abnormal is the new normal in that country. Right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that like psychiatry doesn't exist and that there's no biological reasons for people's brains are tweaked or whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg? They probably came from messed up families. They were probably abused, beaten violently, possibly molested. Their parents were probably beaten and molested. It's just a reoccurring thing. It's like generational poverty. Oh, give him medication. That's the answer. Stupid. All right. Eastern Dreamer says, "What are your hobbies when in the Philippines, trucker?" That's a good question. I mean, I spend most my like the routine for me these days, like wake up and try to make my son laugh, and we usually goof around. I might take him to school, or I might stay back and do a live stream or something. But always, every day, the gym, of course, man. I mean, I love exercising. I went for a little jog today in the park, at the city square thing next to the museum in Bacolod. It was cool. I went for a nice jog there. Yeah, man. I really enjoy hitting the weights when I'm in the Philippines, doing some powerlifting, trying to pump that testosterone, all that good stuff, man. I love exercising, man. It's such a healthy thing mentally, physically. So yeah, I would say that's actually a pretty important hobby. I mean, in my spare time, I absolutely invest in exercise. Absolutely. Even on the road. But as far as more normal hobbies, I mean, basically just being a bum, not doing anything. No, I'm just joking. No, I mean, yeah, lately doing YouTube, obviously. It's a fun hobby for me. And what else? Drinking coffee, playing drums. There is a drum set in the neighborhood, actually, now it's pretty good. I just bought some sticks, actually. I want to show you guys. I bought these Japanese drumsticks, Neil Peart. I used to use these drumsticks. Great drumsticks. Yeah. So Japanese drumsticks, guys. They're very smooth, okay? Medium-sized sticks, can't go wrong. Great drumsticks. Get that little traditional grip going. I don't use the traditional grip, though. I like the down, standard rock grip. Striking down. It's like you're coming down on the drum as opposed to like the traditional thing is it's more of like you're coming down on it, but it's sort of like, it's hard to explain. It's like coming down on it, but also going up in a way. It's a weird thing to explain, sorry. But I do plan on playing more drums this time in the Philippines. I didn't do it as much. I used to play drums more, man. I used to really enjoy playing when I lived up in the Bay. But, recently I hit a drum set. I put it on one of the videos, and that was the first time I literally had hit a drum set in like 5 years. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. What am I talking about? I hit one last year. I have that on video too. But okay, twice in like 5 years. But anyway, my point is that I want to play more. All right. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Captain Trucker here, man. Let's read some comments. Andrew says, Antoine says, are you planning on having other kids? It's a good question. I got to think about that one. No, the thing is, I would, it's a wonderful thing, you know, the whole, I mean, the children thing they're so amazing. They're just such great people, and you know, you want to prevent them from going out into this world as long as possible. Like that, dude. I don't even. 5 years old, I was watching Schwarzenegger movies. I was practically raised on like violent movies, you know. Like as early as age 4. Like I'm not saying my parents were good parents. It was just we weren't. My family was we were kind of what do you call it? We were raised in a good family. My parents were cool and everything. It was just we were kind of hardcore in some ways. Like my father had like a lot of guns and stuff. My father's a good man. Uh, he was a merchant marine officer, and yeah, he worked really hard, man. He worked really hard to provide a good middle class lifestyle for his kids, and he had to work very hard to do that. You know, but he did because that's what he had to do. I mean, it's easy to talk all this theory and be like, oh, just go get a backpack and quit your job and go, walk off the place of the earth. That's right, Andrew. At 5 years old, I was watching The Terminator. That also explains the jacket. See, Andrew and I are really bonding today. That's what this is. Oh, God. Andrew says he probably sells selfies with his. No, I don't sell selfies, but I appreciate that thought. I'm not that cool, but I don't know. All right, so Dumageddon. I was comparing and contrasting Dumageddon versus Baccalaude. I had some stuff I wanted to tell you guys actually, because a lot of the expats, a lot of the viewers, they're obviously interested in Dumageddon. Alex, you pronounce that slightly different, I noticed. How is that pronounced? Well, it's pronounced how you want to pronounce it, I guess. No, the reactor makes the air. That's Cohagen's secret. Come on! I love it when he says that. I love it when he says that. Welcome to the live stream, guys. It's Captain Trucker. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like what you're hearing so far. By the way, I'm going to start combing my hair differently. Or rather, I'm going to start combing my hair. How about that? All right. Eastern Dreamer pronounces it Dumageddon. Like te, not T, but te, Dumageddon. Dumageddon. That does sound kind of cool that way. It's like, yes, Dumageddon. Now I like it Dumageddon. How would Connery pronounce it? Well, we had a good time with Goldfinger down in Dumageddon. He said he was going to rob Fort Knox. I told him he was bloody mad. Goldfinger turned around and said, who said I was going to rob it? That was the whole premise of Goldfinger, is they broke into Fort Knox, not to steal the gold, okay, but to put a radioactive device inside the vault and set it off, and that would basically increase his stock of the gold. So he didn't actually have to steal it. He just made the gold radioactive. Isn't that genius? The guy's a genius, I'm telling you. Very simple. Well, not simple, but because that was the whole thing. Connery, James Bond, he's like, you're going to have trouble getting away with it, Goldfinger. You're never going to be able to do it. And Goldfinger's like, who said I was going to rob it? Andrew Hall says he makes almost nothing off of YouTube. Well, I guess, I mean, how would you know that? But I mean, I'm not saying it's true or not true, but I mean, what, like, how would you be privy to that information? I mean, do you know my donations? You know my AdSense? I mean, I'm not saying I do or don't. Actually, I really don't. I mean, well, I do a little bit. Not really. I might in the future. I'm satisfied. Not really. I'll start e-begging when I really start to lose it out here, and I'm just like, to hell with it. I'm not working anymore. Yeah, then I'll start e-begging soon. Okay. Are you guys? Do we need? I mean, what do we got going on here? Is Andrew is obsessed with this jacket? Is that what this is? Michael Knight says the '90s called. They're looking that leather jacket back. You know, man, I gotta say I like the '90s, man. T and D says, where are you now? What city? I'm in Bacolod at this moment. Yeah, Alex says in Asia, there's a stigma around studying and understanding mental health. It's very much a personal responsibility attitude, mental health issues. Yeah, it's, I think in like more, um, historically, obviously, it was looked at as, you're basically like a weak person who can't take care of his own shit, which for certain people that could be arguably true. But the thing is, the mental health thing in the U.S. It is real, but the culture is creating some of it. Just the way people live, their priorities, man. It's crazy. It's so obvious. But that's what I was saying, man, before, is that they were so consumed in that materialism that we don't realize the depth of that, okay? We don't realize all this crap we really don't need, except for this jacket. But there's so much we just don't need that we're sacrificing time and energy in our minds to do, Nice car, the nice house, all that stuff. So there it is. All right. Per Age says, what's your source of income when you're in the Philippines, may I ask? No, you really don't. No, I'm just joking. I don't really talk about like personal finances and stuff. But yeah, I mean, maybe I do. Maybe I have before. I don't remember. I really don't care at this moment, but okay. All right, we got Eastern Dreamer here. Antoine's here. Andrew Hall, Michael Knight. Yeah, Michael Knight. He was on the. He came on the live streams about a month ago, and I was doing this Arnold stuff, driving through some state. I just couldn't get off it, and I think he appreciated that. I appreciate it too. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody who supports my leather jacket, by the way. I really do. And I also appreciate the people that tell me what I want to hear. Thank you for that. I do. I appreciate. Listen, this is going to go much better if you guys just tell me what I want to hear. I'm just joking. Yeah, that's right. See, T&D says Social Blade tells you how much money you probably make. So Andrew Hall, sir, go to Social Blade for everybody. Then you can report it because it's all public information, sir. Yeah, it's actually public information, supposedly, what people supposedly make on YouTube. So there you go. Yeah. Cebu Bossman, what's up, man? Good to see you. How's that? You're opening up that restaurant, I believe? Something like that. Why am I drawing a blank on that? Oh yeah, see, Cebu Bossman's in Cebu, and he also has 3 leather jackets. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Look, yeah, man, I kind of, yeah, I got into leather, man. I went to, what happened was is I went to Holland. I went to Amsterdam last year, and it was cold. I went like around winter, and I thought, and I think I saw like some Europeans wearing leather jackets, and I thought, yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll get I was like, yeah, I should get a leather jacket, man. It's kind of like, like Andrew was saying, kind of 1990s, like biker, Terminator, A little bit Mad Max-ish. I don't know. I mean, it's good material. It's thick. Last a long time. I was like, yeah, let's get into leather jackets, man. Rock it out. Anyway, enough on the jacket, please. It is funny though. I mean, he is the first person to actually mention. It's true. I'm actually glad you did, Andrew, because I've been wearing this, not this one, but another one for like 5 months, and like almost every single video, and like nobody. And that's cool. I wasn't expecting a reaction, but it's just, I don't know. It's kind of odd that nobody mentioned it. Anyway, not important. Yeah, Eastern Dreamer says, Antoine, it depends on a ton of factors, what people make on YouTube. I have friends that get $1 per 1,000 views and friends that get $30 per 1,000 views. Yeah, it varies too, that's for sure. But, I got a long-term growth on this. Oh, really? Andrew says, statistics say that men who wear leather also take Viagra. Huh. Well, Andrew, I've always been unique. I've always been the outlier. So, because I don't take Viagra. Man, I gotta plug in my phone. Hold on. Is my damn phone plugged in, folks? What the hell's going on here? I might have a connection problem, but whatever. I don't know, my battery might go out. That sucks. Is it really not connected, folks? My battery, after all this we've been through? Yeah, it's connected now. All right, anyway. I take over chats. I'm just a popular. I don't understand what you're talking about. All right, I'm gonna have to start. Well, that's an interesting subject, actually. I was on. What do I enjoy most about Baccalaude City? Jeez, I like the fact that, well, because I've spent a lot of time like in the smaller provinces. All right, yeah, Andrew, I'm gonna have to get. It's like you're overdoing it, man. On the leather jacket, dude. It's like, I don't know. Give us something else, man. I'm gonna have to start deleting your comments. All right. I want to keep you on the channel, but we gotta think about what other people want to talk about other than Captain Trucker's leather jacket. As much as I do like the fact that you brought that up in a weird way. Stop shaving your face, Andrew says. Okay. Well, thank you, Andrew. That's great. Uh, Antoine says, he's checking on Social Blade. Antoine says, Andrew, I disagree. There's a lot of crap, especially nowadays. It used to be, quote, broadcast yourself. Now it's broadcast our products. Yeah. I was kind of reading the difference between, there's some opinions on what's the difference between like, YouTube fame versus traditional Hollywood fame, if you will. But that whole thing about, that is such a relative broad concept too. The whole, I don't know. It's like, it's a weird concept. I mean, to me, like famous is like when you can pretty much show up anywhere and like they know who you are. Which I'm not sure is Philippine vloggers. I don't think we have that kind of. Maybe in Dumageddon we do. That's what Alex That sounds pretty. Like I know, like the town that I stay in, people know me. Obviously, I know they watch it there, but you never know. I mean, it's always the numbers don't lie either, man. We're talking about it's a lot of numbers out there, so people are somewhere. But anywho, yeah, I recall. Actually, I noticed you did say that. I did observe that, Eastern Dreamer. You said I actually met the woman I'm seeing through Filipina P. Funny story I need to share sometime. Yeah, I thought I heard you say that actually. Okay, so the thing about YouTube and making money, guys, is like we're not always. They say like monetization. That's sort of like your last. That should be your last. What do you call it? Um, stream. You got to use the platform to sell other products indirectly, directly, stuff like that. Memberships, ads, promoting a business of your own, that sort of stuff. But the whole monetization thing, yeah, you need to be pumping like, 50 to 100,000 long form views a day, right? Which is possible. I know people like some of the vloggers that were mentioned here. I know they do, I think. So, um, yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm good. For me, I prefer channels. I want to hear like, actual stuff that's interesting. People that have substance. People that have a real, opinion on something. That have the balls to back up what they say. To take a stand on something. Um, to challenge narratives and so forth. I like those kind of channels, like more realistic channels. I like channels that, even if I don't agree with their message, I respect people that, um, really voice what they believe in and what they feel they should talk about, really. And it's not always, it's not always the most popular thing, but and I'm not saying that as an excuse, like, oh, if I did this or that or didn't talk about this, I'd have a huge chance. That's not what I'm saying. It's not the case at all necessarily. Just a lot of different factors, a lot of different reasons people watch YouTube and so forth. Yeah, but I got to be honest, as far as meeting and hanging out with vloggers, in some ways, it reminds me of like actors I would talk to in LA or whatever, or friends that wanted to be actors and stuff, and they had it just, some of them were just very difficult people to just to get along with. I mean, it was just it kind of goes with the nature. You're so consumed in your own processes and your own material and your own content and your ideas and your own research that it's hard to like be friends with people that are so they're too wrapped up to like. And then at the other token, it's like, and then that could go for me too. I don't know. I mean, because you reach a certain age in life, like where you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. I mean, what do you do? How do you have time for friends? Like, do you really have friends? Like, we kind of have this perverted view of friendship based on social media, right? Like, do you really think people have 300 friends? And no, you probably have had like 3, 4, or 5 friends the past 20 years. Like, people, look, the whole thing with friendship is you got to trust them, all right? You got to be able to trust people you're friends with. Now, I'm not saying you can't be acquaintances. I mean, I've been friendly with some of the subscribers. I would consider some of them potential friends or friendly, good people. And I wouldn't mind meeting perhaps other vloggers in the future, but it's not like a major priority to, I don't know. But yeah, I would consider like some of the subscribers. I would be like want to be maybe friends with some of them. But the thing is, like as adults, we have more acquaintances. I think, like people that we have commonalities with, or we're in a similar group, or business, or school, or social club, or and so you find commonalities. It's more like you go to that coffee shop in Dumagetti, right? I guess what's it called, Ground Zero. I've never been there. I've just heard about it, but you're sitting around having coffee every morning with these guys. You talk about traffic. You talk about expat life. I mean, are they really friends? It's just people like warm bodies you kind of have conversations with. I mean, do you really love these people? Are you gonna put your life on the line for them? Are you gonna hold their money for them? Are you gonna keep? Are you gonna like protect them at all cost? I mean, a lot of these friends are really for these people just temporary warm bodies to kind of pass the time. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm a personal guy though, man. I like being friends with people. I give people my all. If I try to be a friend with somebody, I'll be there for them. I'll listen to them. I'll support them. But it's a lot to invest, man. It's hard to like I said, as an adult, like it's kind of hard to like, oh, we got families and kids. Like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. Like, well, no, go hang out with your wife and kids, loser. Look, I think if you have friends in your 30s and 40s, you're kind of a loser. All right. Anybody with friends is basically a loser. I'm just joking. That's gonna be a good slogan. I should make that one. Friends are for losers. No, I'm just joking. That's funny though, isn't it? You guys having fun today? If you are, click that like button, man. All right. Listen, I got to break it all down. The truth is, the reason I'm in the Philippines is because I'm basically broke. I have there's pretty much nothing left. I'm about minus $500,000 in debt. I owe creditors all over the place. No, I don't. I'm just joking. But I wonder if some people come out here because they're, well, I guess some people come to these countries because they're broke and maybe they're trying to look for like a cheap place to live or something. And those usually, a lot of times they can become like problematic expats. Yeah, see, Antoine says friends, quote, friends are people that you meet when you're a kid and you still see them. I don't have friends that I met less than 20 years ago and I'm 35. Yeah, I mean, like, I like being friendly with the subscribers. I mean, we don't hang out every day. I don't ask them to like, I don't know, hold money for me or like come over to help me build a fence at the house or something. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between acquaintances and friends. I mean, oh, do I make money, Andrew? No, I don't make any money. I'm now an official e-beggar in the Philippines. So from here on out, I'm going to be begging for money every single day. No, I'm not. That would be funny if I did, though, wouldn't it? Like Captain Trucker begs for money on the next episode. This is a very limited drum set I got right here. I'm like very cramped. Gotta be, gotta have like a wide open drum set. Think about other like musicians too. It's funny, like when I used to play at the studio, there was always a lot of different bands coming in and out, and a lot of bands in the Bay Area. No, they're not rock band, Captain Frisbee. These are Neil Peart, excuse me, ProMark, um, Japanese, made in Japan drumsticks. Okay, these were Neil. This is his signature. I swear, I thought I bought the Neil Peart ones. This is crazy. Are you serious? Oh, they don't. I used to have them. Like they had his signature on it. These ones don't. But look what it says: born in Japan. You guys read that? No, it's not coming in. Anyway, it doesn't say. Here it comes. It doesn't say made in Japan. It says born in Japan. I'm gonna have to change the title of this live stream because I totally went off the frickin' what do you call it? Purpose of it. All right. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm open to having friends. Okay, I'm not against it. I'm just saying we might not have the time. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I'll let this guy's who said that friends will let you borrow money. Who said that? Antoine said a friend is someone who would lend, borrow you money, but would never ask a friend because money can kill a friendship. I experienced that. Yeah, I mean, that sucks, you know. I mean, I would up to a certain amount, I suppose, but Andrew Hall says, I don't know what he's saying. Mark Wilson says, can you help? I've been scammed. Yeah, well, you know, they say that, what was it? God, I think there's billions of dollars supposedly lost in romance scams. Can you believe that? Just in 1 year? It was like in the billions? But that's a hard study, man. I don't even know how they're getting those numbers, but it's crazy. Man, I'm gonna have to change the title of this live stream, dude. What should we change the title of this live stream to? Andrew talks about obsessively about Captain Trucker's leather jacket. Should that be the title of it? I think we botched this. No, it's an all right live stream. I'm having fun. All right, I'm changing the title and the thumbnail of this live stream, folks, right now. What should we call it? Welcome back to the jungle? I kind of like that one. Or how about my first day back in the Pacific Ring of Fire? How about that one? Yeah, how about thoughts from my first day back in the Pacific Ring of Fire? And Andrew's love of leather. That's going to be the next title. I'm just joking. I'm really not going to make that the title. The first part, not the second. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. It's you. It's you. It's you. You're my guy. You're my guy. No, you're not. I love you all. I'm just kidding. That's my man. It's my woman. It's my man. It's my woman. How do they say that? Like, that's my guy? How do you say it if it's a girl, though? Like, that's my girl? But you don't mean it like it's a relationship? I mean, like a romantic or sexual relationship. How do you say that normally? Like, that's my girl. Then you can't say that about the opposite sex, but you can say, oh, that's my guy. Hey, it's my guy. My man. My man. I don't know. I guess you can't say that, right? About the opposite sex. Is that how that works? Sorry. Goodness gracious. Oh man, I messed up the thumbnail now, guys. I'm just all over the place. Yeah, you guys, I think you're gonna like the next video. Did I delete? I accidentally deleted the last message. Sorry, but I didn't mean to do that. Have I been to Elo Elo? No, I have not. I have not. I have not. Anyway, let's change the topic. What do you guys? What should we talk about? Should we get going, or should we keep going, or stop? What do you guys want to do? What should we do here? Let's figure this out. Oh, thank you, Antoine. Yeah, you guys don't have to like hang out the whole time. We've been doing this for an hour, so let's see what happens here. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see where we're at here. Okie dokie. Okay, anyway, welcome to the live stream, guys. Captain Trucker. We've been rocking this out for about an hour and 20 minutes. What were we talking about originally? Oh yeah, expats having kids, raising kids in a foreign country. But then we kind of got off on different topics about uh, men that wear leather jackets. I think some finances, expat Joneses. What were we talking about? And we were talking about oh yeah, friends and acquaintances. Talking about some vlogging stuff, and yeah, stuff like that. So appreciate you all joining up today. as usual. I do appreciate it. But yeah, the Pacific Ring of Fire, that's a true story. Oh, I do kind of like that concept of like when people say like, "Oh, you're just romanticizing the Philippines. You're just romanticizing these foreign places for people who have never been there, so they can just dream about going there. But you're not giving them the full story, man. We can't just romanticize these places." I say do everything. Keep it as real as possible. Give the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. It's the way we got to start doing it as vloggers. Oh yeah, other drummers and musicians. So I had this drumming video. This guy comes on. He's like, dude, I'm a player like here on the scene in the Philippines, man. I know all the expat musicians. He goes, your playing looks like he starts criticizing my chops. He goes, I can tell you've been driving too long. And then he's like, yeah, it's kind of good, I guess. Keep it up, keep up the good work. He's hateful. I don't know. It's like I don't. People are weird. Like music is supposed to be like artwork, right? I do. I think even playing drums is a form of artwork for me. So I find it kind of funny when people get, I don't know, like competitive when it comes to like an expression of art and taste and whatnot. I mean, look, I guess there's different types of drummers. There's different types of rhythm. The way people move. Um, well, there is. I was just kind of hitting the set like on a whim. It wasn't even my set, man. I was pretty loose though. I don't. The guy's just. I don't know. He reminds me of those guys like I said back in the studio. Like, I never said I was the greatest drummer, but I'm solid. I'm a pretty decent drummer in terms of what do you call it? Basic portfolio of beats, if you will. I can't play everything, that's for sure. I can play a few things. I can play what I can play well, but there's a lot that I probably cannot play. But that being said, uh, I can play what I can play good, but probably not as versatile as I would like to have been on drums, but I suppose I can still learn. I just don't really have the ambition to sit around practicing beats all day as a 40-year-old man, but not the worst thing. I'm not. It's not what I do for work. So, but yeah, I find that funny. That guy, he so reminded me of one of those guys that I would meet years ago. That like because it's kind of like with vlogging because like back when I used to play drums, like I really enjoyed playing drums. I did. I just enjoyed playing in the studio with jamming with different people and stuff. But see, a lot of the guys that would come in, you know, they would always be wanting to tour and wanting to get popular and go out in the scene and make their name known, on and on and on. Play stuff that people wanted to hear and all that good stuff. And that's not a bad idea, but I guess if they saw a drummer who was like, I don't know, decent, that wasn't out there like trying to be the next big famous drummer guy, maybe they were like resentful on some level. I don't know. It's weird. Like I see that a bit in the vlogging world too. Like, um, people, nothing wrong with being number one. That's cool. It's good to be the I guess the best at something in terms of ranking, right? Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Anyway, nobody's even asking what I'm talking about. All right, we're gonna have to wrap up this live stream soon, folks. It's been fun. It's been fun. And fun. I still think like traditional grip is awkward. I never got like used to it. I just it feels weird to me. Some people are really good at it. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. What am I doing this week? I'm headed to probably spend a lot of time with my son, hopefully soon, and basically making videos, man. Probably go back to the gym, say hi to the people in town, um, drink more coffee, and start hitting those weights and hanging out with my son. Maybe go by the school, make my presence known. Yeah, should be a good week. All right, I'm going to get going. Appreciate you all. You all have a good night, okay? We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to try to post a new video soon, all right? So I want you guys to check it out. I think it's going to be a good one. All right, it's Captain Trucker. Be good, guys. Stay safe out there. Let's encourage and help each other, all right?